or as a young man, and even when you got married before, with dating your wife and stuff, for y'all seeing each other, she made you feel a certain type of way that was more than just lust for her body, right? You have to say yes. Don't get yourself in trouble. You have to say yes. Yeah. Okay, so that's what I've been in that situation where you're like, damn, I just want her, and you can't have her because everything seems to be smooth and easy, and y'all can talk for hours, and you don't have that shit with nobody else. Just for that person to be like, you know what? I need dick. Nothing else. And you be like, what the fuck? And he's been holding that back for years? Come on now.
I'll give her dick that one night.
Welcome back to another episode of the According to West podcast. As always, we got DeLaw here.
We got DeLaw. I couldn't think of anything interesting, so I'll just be the devil's son-in-law today.
You got me, Wes, fucking around and finding out.
Yeah. got his boxing robe on.
Pretty much. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, roads with hoods are the best, man. Are the best. I need to look into different versions of this, because this one gets the job done. But I want one that's made out of the terry cloth material, like your towel.
Oh.
I need one of them things, fresh out the shower type shit. Yo, that's what it is about being an OG. You start looking into stuff like that where you just like, yo, these young motherfuckers ain't hip to shit like this. That's how you build your house, wearing all your chains and shit. Nothing but your drawers, your robe, and your chains on.
I mean, that's the safest place to have your chains at.
At this day and age, hell yeah. And especially where I live at. Especially where I live at. All right, drink check. What are you drinking?
Vodka.
I am taking it easy and drinking wine. I have things to do today and tomorrow.
Of course you would have things to do today.
I always have things to do today. Now I gotta go see my mom. She picked up something for me. Me and my wife and oddly enough the cat. So usually when I go over there, it's at least a couple hours of me being over there. So that's where I'll be.
That sounds like an easy go.
Nah. We've discussed on this podcast numerous of times how my mom is. So yeah, I might think it's gonna be an easy go. But it could be straight. I need you to do this Tuesday. I need you to do this Wednesday. I need you to do this Thursday. And 2 weeks from now, I could be walking into an itinerary of a to-do list from her. So we'll see.
Well,
I already got hit up by my sister for it's fundraising season already for the kids and shit. Some support your nephew, blah blah blah. There's 2 weeks. This fundraiser for 2 weeks. I said 2 weeks. I said, yo, how you know you ain't just get me on a non-pay? You know what I mean? Like that money already allocated. What you want me to do?
He wants you to unallocate it.
Yeah, heck of my mom. Well, you can always use your credit card. I'm like, no. And my nephew in the background, because they was going somewhere, talking about something. Uncle Wes, I want a drone. I said, I got you a drone for Christmas. Hey, my sister, that's like 1,000 points. You're not getting that. And I'm just like, well, he wasn't getting it because he got a drone for Christmas. So from me.
Right.
So
I got one. What you need another one for? What you do with the other one, little nigga?
Probably broke that motherfucker.
Doesn't surprise me.
Man, I mean, it doesn't surprise me either.
Damn kids always breaking some shit.
That drone was $30. It wasn't a lot of money.
Hey, but you know what? You did it. You got it.
Man, he was excited. And he played with that motherfucker for like 3 weeks straight. So, hey, it is what it is. So what's your boy Diddy, man?
You know.
So you admit that's your boy?
So sometimes, you just you had the baby oil for when you rub it on the lady at the pool. You know what I'm saying? They gotta make sure they look nice and silky. I'm not sure what they're aiming for with getting baby oil or getting a track. Like what? Is it illegal to have that much baby oil?
If everybody's consenting, quote unquote, keyword consenting.
Consenting, yeah.
Yo, bust on everybody that you can. If everyone's consenting to that, hey.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Have your fun.
I was telling my wife, I was like, and mind you, obviously we got an argument about it. But
yeah, hold on. I need to hear how y'all got into an argument about this.
Well, no, because I told her, I said, well, I said, it's weird to me that all these white motherfuckers could do all the same shit that R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, and Puff have been doing. All these white motherfuckers done it, been caught doing it, admitted to doing it. The underage chicks said they did it, and none of them are being persecuted like this. But
Jeffrey Epstein, I mean, he deleted himself. You know what I mean? Yeah, supposedly. So,
but
also the other thing is the tapes. I forgot what the Diddy said because you said that it's the tapes, the blackmailing. You cannot. That's against the law as well.
Yeah, that's against the law.
So it will be
that part. Yeah.
In the other raid traffic.
Once again, that's probably probation.
Yeah. Okay.
And I told her, I said,
that's what Epstein was in jail for. Remember the list, the tapes.
Yeah. It's Puff.
What that mean?
It's Puff.
All right, okay. So what you tell your wife? How you make her mad?
I told her, I said, it's always weird to me how you could talk about the white man and all that, blah, blah, but as soon as it's a black man doing, y'all all up in arms about the black man doing this and lock him up. I'm like, so not only have you not said lock up the white man, you're saying lock up your niggas and then complain you ain't got enough black niggas out here. Like, how does that make sense?
I'll tell you how it makes sense.
They whipping up women to not like black men?
No. It's real simple, and I'm pretty sure you ain't think about this angle. Those white folks aren't our community. So we're going to speak loudest about our community because it's what we know and who we see all the time. So we don't know how other white people thought about those things because we ain't in those rooms and we ain't in those groups. We ain't sitting next to Susan and Tim as they discuss that. So that's the only pushback I give against that. I don't think black people are more or less like this, and that. Now the media will always demonize us,
right?
If you wanna put it that way. But when the same attention the Weinstein stuff got, that's the same attention that Diddy's getting. Yeah. So via the media, the words they choose to say might be a little different. Same level of attention.
Hey, look, from what I've been hearing from the black women community, they've only spoke harshly of the three people that have gone, or the two of them.
Right, because that's our community. You think they give a F about Roman Polanski or Harvey Weinstein or Jeffrey Epstein, or I can continue to name the Seven Heaven guy. Remember the guy that paid the I don't care.
I get it.
You don't care.
I get what you're saying, but yeah. My whole thing was, even so, if he gets found not guilty, and then y'all just always lock him up. I'm like, is that how you feel? My thing was, is that how y'all feel about every black man? And then you complain that black men don't like black women. Like, if your black man is saying that he's innocent, I'm not saying Puff is innocent. I ain't saying Cosby was innocent.
He swung at Cassie and threw on the floor. He's gonna be really hard to see him being innocent in anything. Yeah. Then when you see those videos again, like those things, it's kind of like, it's not swaying my judgment only because I already thought he was a little weird because he said these things before we even knew that this was going on.
I'm not saying that none of the three black men that have been locked up, that have been people who we've grown up watching and listening to our whole lives, I'm not saying that they were innocent. But I told her, I said, if that's the case, you practically said that anytime a black man is accused of this crime, whether he's guilty or not, you want them locked up. I could be accused. If I was still a teacher, I could have been accused of raping a kid knowing good and well that I ain't do nothing to no kid, don't even know the damn kid. You going to say lock me up because that's the energy that has been presented.
So why did your wife get mad? Because did you say to her that, yo, is that how you feel?
Yeah.
What she said?
She said, I didn't understand. She said that he's the this and this, and he's been trafficking women, and he deserves to go to jail. He's pretty much just going off what she saw and just.
I think y'all missed each other's point. Y'all missed each other's point.
Probably, but she always says I always defend men, and I said, well, you always take up every woman's side, even whether they're lying or not. It just kept going. It kept going downhill. I'm not saying that it was going uphill. It kept going downhill. But that I call it what it is. If it's wrong and the evidence is there, hey, lock him up. The evidence is there. If there ain't no evidence, what are you saying lock him up for if there's no evidence that he's done anything? Why are you mad at me because I said that I think he'll get off because everything's circumstantial? You can't be just because I'm looking at what they presented.
I ain't gonna lie, I had the same flack for saying that none of this shit seems what was the Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion situation. I gave a very neutral thing. I didn't say I was for Tory. I didn't say I was for Meg. I was like, the way these things typically play out, this don't sound right.
No.
And then I got crucified by two women at the same time. Yeah. But like once again, they were missing the point that I was trying to make, and so wrapped up into emotion. And I get it. Like I love Black women in general. I love women in general. So it's one of those things where like I don't ever want to see them not being women like or being treated like women and stuff like that, and being adored and shit like that. Like I think it's dope. Like the fact of what they are for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I get wifey's part, but I truly understand your part because I'm a man. Because it's one of those things like give the man a fair shake, because we look at it as we get lied on so much and all the time, and things get skewed that I don't want to ever be in that situation. And she's looking at it like, well, look, women get hurt and killed and whatever. She don't want to be in that situation,
right?
But we don't know the facts.
We don't know the facts, right? And I'm just like,
so when we know the facts, that's when we can all say that nigga need to go to jail,
right? Yeah.
Because someone can say, "Oh, I was trafficked," but maybe he has some proof, or it was just like, "Yo, nah, she just kept coming to his house, or she just kept coming to the parties on her own accord."
Mm-hmm.
You don't know.
You don't know, right?
And some of this stuff is in a manner where you would never know because it is secret. So it's kind of like only him and those people know. That's how it's going to turn out.
I know. And this is why I tell her sometimes, like, it's hard to have discussions about this because it's one thing if we're talking about something specific. And I remember I brought up the thing to her. I told her, I think women blindly believe women regardless of the situation. And I told her this about the meme. I think I sent you the meme about the guy going up to women asking them, and this is Black and white, or any woman, do you think Lizzo's cute? Oh yeah, she's bad. Oh yeah, she's sexy. And then he'd turn around and say, well, you know what? You look like Lizzo. And then they get very offended by it. Like, what do you mean? Wait, what? That is rude. You just said that she's bad. She's sexy. She's a bad bitch. Like, I thought that's a compliment. And it's like
they get so here's the word. They get so high strong when it comes to like supporting each other, which you should do.
You should, yeah.
But they detach themselves from reality about how you should, promote somebody or big them up and stuff. And their main commodity would always be beauty. So you're gonna say like a woman's way of like bigging someone up or saying like you support them is how beautiful and whatever they are, and this and that. But once you hear like, oh, you look like Lizzo, and then when they snap to their senses, you calling me fat, and it's just like,
right. Like, because I said, niggas ain't going if a girl was like, do you think Tyrone Hill is a good looking dude? We'd be like, nah, that nigga ugly as shit. Like, we're gonna tell you how it is because we're not gonna look at this nigga and be like, Tyrone Hill, you know this nigga was voted most ugliest nigga in the world on every continent.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. But that's once again, that's something that women hold to a high standard, which is their beauty. Now, if it was us and you'd be like, yo, Tyrone Hill be getting money like that, you'd be like, Man, I got more money than that motherfucker. Don't be saying I be getting money like Tyrone. Like, you know what I mean?
Look, Tyrone Hill got bread. You don't hear shit about him.
I'm just saying. I'm using that as an example. I'm just saying if he was like not making money, like
right.
that. Yeah, but you get what I mean.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Reverse. You could be good looking, and somebody asks Tyrone Hill like, "Yo, you getting money like DeLaw?" You gonna look at it, who the fuck? Who is that? Like, you know what I mean? It'll be that type of reaction. Or you get money like Wes, it'll be that type of reaction. It's just about what we covet as, the pinnacle of like whatever.
And I don't think there's not many dudes that'll be like, well, not any dudes who are completely straight that will be like, oh yeah, more shit. Oh, that's a sexy nigga. You're not gonna say no shit.
First of all, it's how you answer. It's how you answer the question.
Right.
It's how you answer the question.
If like, he's a good looking brother. Like,
it's not even. I ain't even going that far. I'm like, yo, I can see why the ladies dig him. You know what I mean? He's he carries himself as a handsome man. That is it.
Or he's not a bad looking guy.
He's not a bad looking guy. I always start my stuff off. I can see why women like him. I'm not in that.
Yeah, I think this is like almost a perfect example of how men and women use logic to answer questions. Because there ain't no way that all of a sudden I'm just going home and say, Tyrone, yeah, man, he's a good looking dude, man. Well, you look like Tyrone here. Hold on. Why we gotta go that far? Like, nah, I'm gonna say. Nah. So if someone told you you look like Tyrone Hill, is that offensive? Hell yeah, it's offensive as shit. Fuck you mean?
Yeah. Logic, man. We just slap back to reality.
Yeah. And I get the whole women want to be there for women, but it's funny how guys don't feel that way, and we have better relationships with each other, and women barely like each other, but they want to stand up for each other. It's the wildest shit.
Is it show? Listen, I would never say don't continue to stand up for other women. Just know how to do it.
Right.
So you ain't looking all crazy out here. Just like men know how to stand up for other men and state facts with knowing how to do it.
Right.
You don't stand up for the egregious stuff or this and that. It's just more or less like, yo, I know how that is for a man, and maybe he was trying to this, and this, and blah, 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 blah. Given the man's point of view, because you understand that. Mm-hmm. Sometimes women support, but don't never give the woman's point of view. So we can see their support as logical.
Right.
It's straight emotion, full gas. And you like, well, why do you think that? Mm-hmm. And you got to pull back all these layers, and you be like, oh, okay. I get how you think that or why you're saying that, but it's 30 minutes later.
I remember I used to mess with this girl, man. And when I met her, first off, I met her at the liquor store. She was working there, and I pulled up and I was like, hey, you want to, like, I'm having people over at the house. Like, do you want to come through? She's like, well, where you live? I said, well, this is my phone number. Just text me if you want to come through. So she texted me, whatever. So we met up. I think the first time I met her, I think I gave her a kiss or some shit. Like, she was cool.
What are you doing?
It's back in
on the cheek or in the mouth?
Nigga.
In the mouth?
I'm trying to get the pussy, nigga.
So you did it on the mouth?
In the mouth, yeah.
Good.
So she invites me over, like, I want to say a couple days later. Well, I went over a couple times. And she was saying to me one time, she was like, I said, she's like, let me guess, I look like Jill Scott, because she was Jill Scott size. And I was like, no. I said, you really look like Gabrielle Union. And she was like, huh? She said, that's
I take a BB though, Gabrielle in your face all day. Chocolate too.
So she kind of thought I was lying to her, right? And I was like, no. I said, you got to see it from my perspective. I'm looking at your face. You got the little Gabrielle dimples.
Yeah, the dimples.
In my head, I'm seeing Gabrielle Union. Yes, you're body-wise, you got Jill Scott body, a little slimmer than Jill Scott, but nonetheless, it's Jill Scott. But in the face, you got the Gabrielle Union dimples. And she's like, wow, that's very articulate of you. I don't know how we ended up talking about God and making out, but we started talking about God and making out, and then I hit the J, and she told me I was weak. She's like, yeah.
Could you even imagine like how that conversation goes? And then you like, oh, she told you it was week the day of?
No, she said, so we started fucking. And she said, yeah, it was cool. No, it was kind of weak. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. Like that whole doing it slow. I'm a little bigger. I'm gonna need you to fuck me. I said, oh.
Okay. That's
No,
different. Yeah, that's different. That's different.
She got that shit up again. Man, went through that thing like
like a train. I got you.
Shoot, nigga. She was like, thank you for fucking me. She was like, and then she's like, pull my hair. I pulled it.
So, but here's the thing. I know we gotta get off topic. If it's the first session, of course we don't like we try and figure out what's what.
Right.
But I mean, she was honest. I respect honesty. I respect giving me a second chance and be like, oh, that's not even what I really do. I could do that. I just didn't know you was that type of woman. Yeah. Here I go.
I mean, when she bent that thing, it's on me. When I bent that thing over, that how like everyone's like, oh, you hit it from the back. When I say it was just perfect, and then that thing pulled that head, smacked that ass. She was like, okay, I could deal with this.
Yes. Yeah.
I left her house that day, went to class. My mind you, my classes are pretty early. I was working for the feds at the time too. No, I wasn't working for the feds. I think I had lost my job. One way or another, I was doing something. She called and she's like, so like that's how it is. You just gonna fuck me and just like roll out. I was like, it's been literally 8 hours. I just left your house not too long ago.
Yo, I was talking to my homie about that. I was like, yo, you just can't be putting down immaculate dick. If for some reason, once you do that, it's like, yo, we go together. Mm-hmm. I got to call you right after now but this and that. But that's from my experience before I hung my jersey up. That's always what it's been. Mm-hmm. If you put down that, just be prepared. Be like, yo, I had a good time, blah, 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 blah. Send a couple of those off and see how your shit go. But other than that, they're going to be super pissed. Like you treated them like a hoe, even though you did. Mm-hmm. And when I say this, I mean this in the most respectful way. From my experience, even though I am out the game, when it's time to have sex or, whatever you do with your woman or whatever have you, in the bedroom, they want you to treat them like a hoe. Mm-hmm. And when I say that, I mean just do all the nasty shit that you would probably do to her. They love that shit.
Yeah.
And once you do that, you continue to treat them like a lady afterwards.
Yeah.
Free in the sheets, lady in the streets, but that's on you. You know what I mean?
I will say if I had started fucking her consistently, I could have dealt with that. Like she was cool. She was nice. She had
a good spirit about it.
Yeah. Like honestly, pure keeper of like, yes, this is. I was like, oh, dude, this is perfect. But at that point in time in life, you know what I'm saying? I was messing with Hawaii.
Well, okay.
You know what I'm saying? I was messing with Hawaii. No. I wasn't messing with Hawaii. What was I doing? Because I want to say I had just lost my job at the feds for that assault charge with
Yeah.
I just got laid off. So I was messing with her and I was messing with this other chick, little light-skinned chick that was kind of cute with nice little thick ass. I mean, I was messing with a couple of different chicks. So it didn't necessarily fall in line to what I needed. You know what I'm saying?
I'm afraid to laugh at them. I get it.
But because you know what, like if it was like, so let's say in that time of my life, me and you had moved in together and we were just living bachelor life. It would have lined up because then she could come through, I could go there. But I was living with my parents, still going to school. It didn't line up too much because it's like
you needed a place to do that, and everybody else had a place where you can kind of.
Yeah. Like even if I had my own spot and she was like, well, you want me to come through? Yeah, come through. Like, cause she worked down the street from my parents' house. So you live.
Yeah. I got you.
Like, but it could have been, all right, well, just come over. So I'd be like, hey, I'll see you in a couple of days, fam. Like, go chill over there, go to class, go back there, whatever, come home. You know what I'm saying? It will be an easier transaction than having to go home. And not that I had to go home, but if I'm like, well, I'm about to go to my crib. If you want to come through after work, just come through. It was none of that. It's always there. So if she was like, well, I'm not going to be home, or I got somebody over here, because it was just one of those things like, well, somebody's over here, so I'll holler. All right, cool. It just wasn't feasible at the time to manage that. But pure keeper. I mean, pure keeper, even for her being of a bigger size, pure keeper. Because if I look back at it, it really wasn't my type. We just vibe. It was the weirdest. It wasn't.
I'm gonna say it like this. That's a lie. I was about to say I always took the vibe over anything. No, that's not a lie. That is the truth. What I looked for was different, but usually what I look for and went after, this shit just didn't mesh well, and it was always like, well, yeah, I can rock with this, and so I get that.
So that was that.
So wifey got mad because she's like, you don't understand, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. But that's how it always is. It's not that I go out my way to defend men, but I will always say, and then I'm always straightforward about it. She'll be like, oh, well, she cheated on him because he ignored her. I said, that's still no reason to cheat.
Who are you talking about?
No, just in general.
Oh.
In general, like if something happened with a man or a woman, if I told her,
we was talking about this last episode, like,
yeah,
like I understand like women and the ignoring thing, and you feel like you gotta, like, you need that. But I almost rather you do the emotional shit with somebody else than just like opening up your legs. Because how does your legs be the first thing? Mm-hmm. Or has the emotional thing happen and you got charmed out of your panties and shit like that. So it's kind of like two things happen. You gave my shit away, and you know what I mean. So it's kind of like, come on now. Yeah. And if you gave my shit away and just that, then it's kind of like you ain't really like me to begin with, because it shouldn't have been that easy.
Because I know we watched one movie, and this is why a lot of times I don't watch movies with her about things where someone does infidelity in a relationship, because
I don't even know why you. No, mind.
Because regardless of who it, because the funny part is, here's the funny part. Regardless of who it is that does it, my thing is, if they're married, why are you cheating? So even if it's the woman that cheats, I condemn them the same way a man, if he goes out there and he cheats in a movie, I'm like, nigga, like, why you fucking up? And she'd be like, oh, you finally on the woman's side. I said, I'm on the side of you're married.
Right and wrong is wrong.
Right. Like, if you're married, why are you doing that? Well, he tried to talk to her, or let's say it's a woman, she tried to talk to him. I said, but you go and cheat. Like, regardless of whether or not you try to talk to him or whatever, or you're tired of it.
How many movies are y'all watching when it's stuff like that? Man, my wife don't watch none.
It's a lot of them. It's.
I'm not saying there's not a lot of movies like that. I'm like, why are y'all watching a lot of?
Well, we don't know that's coming.
Oh,
a lot of times we'll watch something, like we'll watch a TV series, and it'll be a husband and wife, and the next thing you know, one of them
might sleep with somebody else. Yeah.
Right, and it's just like, are you serious? And I just look at it like, nigga, like, how we keep finding this shit? But like, because I say what I say, she says what she says, and I like, all right, cool, fuck, whatever. And then that's like, I'm not gonna get in a whole discussion with you about it. No, we're after whatever said, we can watch the movie and keep it rolling. That's why we go to counseling and make, to figure our own marriage out to make sure we're not going straight. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, it's always something.
Fuck yeah. I remember my wife was discussing that. It wasn't really too much of anything. I just gave like my viewpoints on it. I didn't even give my viewpoints on it. I gave what was given to us, because she didn't know anything about it. I said what jokes I had to say, and it's just kind of like, I was just like, it's unfortunate. Like,
oh yeah,
I was like, your boy seems like an addict. Sexual addict, power addict, like he was just like drug addict. He had addict behaviors. That's all. That's what it sounds like.
And I think what getting into the industry he got into, especially having to crawl his way up from the bottom, from being where he was, being like the next in command at a record label, to be cut.
Yeah, uptown. Yeah.
It's a different power feeling that you like started from the bottom. and you really hit, and you are like you're the biggest name. You've made so many careers.
I'm gonna tell you like this. When I heard because Andre Herrero, I think that was the guy that was in Uptown Records, whatever, that was his label. When he did an interview, and I heard him say like sometimes he said he had to fire Puff because Puff was just like doing too much. When he said, he might have said this or somebody else said this when he went to his office or he was there or whatever, and Puff was just walking around with a jacket on and no shirt on, like he was Jodeci and shit. And this is before he was Puff. He was still Sean, interning and going to school at Howard. Right. So it's just kind of like when I heard that, I was like, that motherfucker on some weird ass shit. So I just kind of just knew, like in high school, that motherfucker was probably something else. So college, you couldn't probably tell him nothing, and then boom. So it's just kind of like all those personality flaws, just probably just, you know, they had a way to, you know, be what they were.
Because, you know, even when I watched Notorious, which was even funnier, when he said, I practically run it, when you said that, I said, it makes complete sense. I practically run that place. And it's,
there's one that owns that. So, yeah, I forgot about that part.
Yeah, I was like, oh, man. Yep, it was Uptown Records, Wyatt Howard, who fired him?
Andre
Herrero, yeah. Yeah. So, because while he was there, that's right, he found all those other artists.
Mary J. and
full of them. And that's what, and I guess, and that's why I think it kind of, he found Mary, he found Big, he found young, unknown Usher, he found a lot of people. Yeah. And then he probably was like, oh, you know, I'm running this shit. Like, if I say this person's going to be a star, they're going to be a star, and he's going to let me do it. And then he was feeling himself until he said, I'll bet on myself and make Bad Boy.
I mean, yeah, I don't understand how you and your wife got to arguing over that, but I get it.
I think it's just a thing of viewpoint of where she comes from. She's seen the abuse. She's
seen it too.
How things happen to trafficking. She's been involved in the abuse. So in her mind, if
she kind of got triggered a little bit.
Yeah. Like if a woman says it happened, she gives them a 90% chance that it
But
happened.
She also has to understand that men have been on the other side of, like, if a woman said it happened, yeah, quote unquote, it happened, even if it didn't. Mm-hmm. And there's been a lot of men locked up from women, or got beat up from women saying that, and then the woman actually going back to the man because like, oh, I'm sorry, I got you beat up. Oh, I'm sorry, you're in jail. I lied. Yeah. So it's just kind of like our moms tell us to watch out for stuff like that because they know that stuff can happen. So there's always going to be not a duality. There's always going to be like a second side of what you're not seeing. Yeah. The Cassie thing is pretty. That was on tape. I'm not going to say, oh, that tape was doctored or whatever have you. He settled out of court. I mean.
Because
you know what I mean? That's
yeah. like I told her, I said, I'm not saying that there's not men out there that don't do that and don't abuse women and traffic them. I'm not saying that that's not a thing. I'm not saying that that's not what happens. I'm not discrediting your opinion. But what I'm saying is that in these cases, you can't just say because they said it that it's true. Just like I can go and say that every woman who has had a rape lawsuit or whatever are liars. And you could tell me, well, that's not true. Not all of them. You can't take the minority of people who've been caught up in this stuff and make it the majority. Like, and that's why I said it at the end of the day, just like things that have been going on, things I'm not going to speak about because this is recorded, but certain things been going on where people will get accused of stuff and they're like, well, it's not true. They was divorcing them or filed for divorce because it's like, oh, well, they got you on this. They investigated it. That they have to be true. But it's like, there's no evidence. There's no nothing. It's all circumstantial. Until there's evidence, what are we talking about?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Until they lock them doors and up and turn the key, they haven't proven that I'm guilty of anything. So
even then, sometimes you get locked up when it ain't even clearly proven.
Yeah.
So,
and I think what I'm hoping they do, because I think this is what they did with Cosby, just like I think they did with R. Kelly, is they get just enough, and the jury, no matter how unbiased they think they're going to get the jury hears all of it, and the jury's going to lock them up.
here's the thing.
I think that's a little unfair. I'm not saying, like I said, I don't think Bill Cosby and R. Kelly are innocent.
Right.
I think the women that they encountered, those parents for R. Kelly that they encountered, they're not innocent either. And if he's gonna get locked up, every last one of them should have been locked up.
Here's the thing. He might not even get got on the stuff, the freaky ass nigga shit. he might get got on
the blackmail. He'll get the
blackmail, the guns in the house without no serial number.
Ooh, that's a tough one. That's
you know what I'm saying?
Now, if his attorney's good,
the serial numbers are gone.
if his attorney's good, he can provide documents.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Every gun has been purchased.
But at the same time, so when you do stuff like that, I am about to show my criminal side as a slight side. So when you do stuff like that, right, it is with the intent of like, yo, this will be throwaway guns, or this will be a throwaway gun. Yeah, I illegally purchased it. I don't know where that gun is at. So let's just say, hypothetically, allegedly, you get a gun outright, serial number on there, you're using it, and you have to now use it for something that you don't want to name on video and recording, but you have to use it for another reason.
Mm-hmm.
Scrape. Do your thing. Get rid of evidence. Don't know where their gun is at. You report the motherfucker stolen or whatever have you. They not going to find it because you already got rid of it and the serial number is gone.
Right.
Police report and all that shit. You make it look good. Or you just don't even report it stolen. Just be like, it is what it is.
Right. Hey, look, I look at it this way. If you got all these guns with no serial numbers, maybe you wanted a peaceful party. You told them, hey, all guns got to go over here. There ain't no guns in this house, and they got so drunk and left their guns.
No.
I mean, that'll get them locked up. No, Don't listen to me, Puff. I'm sorry. What did he say his name is? Love?
I don't know what his name is.
Look, Mr. Combs, don't listen to me. I'll get you.
Like, his mother named him Sean. I'm going to call him Sean.
No.
Yeah, man. That's going to be a tough one. That's going to be a tough one.
I got a question for you. I got a scenario, okay?
What's up?
You gotta hear the scenario, okay? All right.
Okay.
I gotta pour this vodka in this cup.
As long as it's not a sippy cup.
Nope. But I'm gonna sip it out this cup. So you meet somebody, okay? You meet them online in a social media group that you're both in. Okay. And
I love BBWs. What? That is a group.
And so you meet somebody, y'all start talking, y'all hang out, you go visit them in the city that they're in, and whatever. Okay. So the first part of this question is, number one, in your 20s, would you do a long distance relationship with someone who you met on social media?
Yeah, I've done it. Yeah.
Okay. Now, how far?
It didn't matter. Shit. I was fucking with somebody in Florida. I was fucking with somebody in Pennsylvania.
Did you see them?
I ain't never seen them.
Don't count.
Why don't count?
Because you gotta go see them.
Mississippi. I mean, I'm in my 20s. What money do I got?
Yeah, that's true.
So I might have met them somewhere. Like, I've seen them in real life or whatever. Yeah, of course. I ain't that type of weird motherfucker in my 20s. So I've seen them. But, it'll be something like that. Okay. Yeah, I've done it.
So In the process of this, and mind you, you know this is a person now. This person is in this relationship with this person, and I'm guessing it's serious. You know, their boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah.
The person who is in the other state sends you a text message saying that you, because just you guys is your significant other or you're dating, you get a text message from that person saying that you been messing with somebody else, and the message came to their phone, they screenshot, they send it to you, and everything else.
Yeah. I get a message from my girl.
Yeah, you get a message from your girl.
From her phone.
From her phone.
And that she has been messing with somebody.
That she got a text message or a DM from somebody.
Yeah, that's happened. That same stupid shit happened to me before too. Go ahead, continue. Which I knew was a lie. But go ahead.
So that happens to you, right?
Uh-huh.
So your girl over here trying to gaslight you to see if you're going to slip up and everything else, right?
Why do women do this shit?
Right, she trying to gaslight you. And then she, well, you know what? Like, this is not the first time it happened. It's not, you know, pretty much trying to convince you that somebody.
Did you? Yeah.
Now, you know, ain't shit like that happen.
Yeah.
So you find out this motherfucker had her friend text her that stuff to see what you were going to do to try and test you. How do you deal with that?
How did I deal with that? Because I've done that. Has been a thing.
How did you deal with that? This is curious. I mean, I'm only telling you stories.
This is young dumb me. I was just very cold with the shit. It was just like, yo, I don't know what you're talking about. I know I ain't doing nothing. Don't nobody know me. This and that. I mean, if you want to believe it, oh well. And I left it up to the oh well. And eventually it didn't last long because she just kept trying to whatever. And then we just stopped talking. Like, we just kind of ghosted each other. That was just it. So it was just like, it is. I mean, what the fuck? It is. Yo, if I know you came up here for a summer and just by whatever, this situation, and just by happenstance, I meet you, we having a quote unquote summer fling, you gotta go back, this and that, and now you back in fucking Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
Who the fuck do you know up here if you were originally from Mississippi besides the people that you was up here with? And that was at Waldorf.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no way. I'm young 20. This is like this is Facebook, but kind of pre-Facebook. You don't know nobody for real. If they not on social media like they are now, there's no way you get to find that shit.
Right.
So no, you're lying. I don't believe you.
I was a little harsher when I was told this story. I won't say where the young man is from that was doing this, because it's a young lady who I worked with that told me the story.
She did it. I would
say she's the victim of this crime as of right now.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
So the dude, I'll just say he's from like Michigan.
Wherever.
Michigan.
Yeah.
We'll call the nigga Michigan right now. She was like, yeah, you know, he texted me that some dude, DM me about this, and this is not the first time, and like, what's going on down there?
Are they friends are they like on Instagram and with each other and shit like that?
It was a Facebook and Instagram group. So she says she's gone up to Michigan to go and visit him, hung out with him, everything else. So, me.
Here's the thing. I can see, if that is true, in this day and age, I can see how that's a little bit believable, only because of the extent that people go to make sure that don't nobody get a girl or a man that they want, the catfish shit that seems to be a thing, and it's still a TV show on MTV. Like, it's real easy for someone, let's just say this person was a real person that sent them something, for someone to do their investigation, whatever, and figure that shit out. Or make it believable like that person did do something. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So.
Like I told her, I said, look, first off, you not even legal drinking age. And
I actually get money to go to. I mean, I'm just saying, just like, yo, I ain't had no type of money back just making fucking trips like that.
look,
But that's neither here.
like I said, it's
Yeah.
I'll tell you when we're off air exactly where he is. And then you'll realize, okay, that makes sense.
You gonna say this nigga in Waldorf and she in fucking East. That's what you gonna say.
Well, I gave a far place because if I name
I know what you're saying.
states that's around it, you'll realize where he's really from.
So
I picked somewhere a little bit north. So Michigan. Michigan was the best way I could come up with. I was like, she was like, I met his parents, I met his family.
Did all that?
Yeah, like this is a real relationship. This is a real relationship.
Okay.
So she was like, he won't come down here. And then when he comes down here, it's this. And then when I go up there, I prefer to stay in a hotel. And I was like, I ain't gonna hold you. You're 20-something years old. You know, the dude, he probably about the same age as you. And I can guarantee you, he fucking all them other bitches up in Michigan that look good. He probably fucking 2 or 3 of them. And he just got you on the line because when he come down here, he wants something to do. Like I said, you getting all wrapped up in all that. Once he set the shit and you said that he thought he was childish, why are we even having this conversation?
Yeah, if he's childish, that means he most likely this is fake. Yeah.
It's fake. I said, look, the fact that you're even like telling us about it because you feel some type of way about it lets me know it's time for you to say, yeah, fuck this, and move on. Like, I get it. Maybe you don't want to open up your legs and be on your real nigga shit like a lot of us did when we were your age. I get it. Not everybody's built like us. But you need to come to terms with, if this is a real thing, he shouldn't be playing them games with you.
Yeah.
And then y'all should be, at some point, making some sort of arrangement of, like, where do you guys want to be in the next 5 years, and how do we come together?
Also, if y'all in y'all early 20s, early 20s.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
I said, why? I even lost it.
Why you stressing yourself over? Especially if you're a good looking woman, why are you stressing yourself over this?
I'll talk to you about that offline too.
Okay, never mind. Either way, why are you stressing yourself over this?
If you're a good looking woman, why are you stressing yourself off with some nigga playing these games?
Yeah.
My supervisor, and I like my supervisor, he's cool. But I had to tell us, like, look, like, I get it. And my supervisor's like 5 years younger than me. So he's still.
What?
Yeah. So he's still, his perspective of it was more towards hers. Mine was more towards, why the hell are you dealing with this shit? I just turned 39. I'm about to be 40 next year. Why
are you fucking with shit that's disturbing your peace? That's one thing. When we were younger, we didn't really think too much about our peace. We just thought how the world and people will quote unquote punch us in the mouth was what was supposed to happen. And it's like, nah. In some situations, not even some situations, and in most situations, that's not how it's supposed to be. And once you realize that's not how it's supposed to be, you want to learn to defend yourself. You ain't gonna get punched in the mouth like that no more.
Right.
So,
and that's what
this is a learning moment. I'm showing you how to bob. I'm showing you how to weave. Fucking defend yourself.
And I was telling her, I was like, look, like, I get it. You might like him, but in retrospect, this is a fling. This is a fling. This ain't like, oh no, it ain't serious. I told her, I said, when you go up there to Michigan, do you stay with him and his family? Well, no, I prefer to stay in a hotel. Then, but you a hoe.
No, don't say that.
I had to tell her. I had to tell her. Like, it wasn't that I was.
No. Because you said you prefer to. You said do you stay? So that's her choice. That means they gave her the opportunity. No, that means they gave her the. That means they gave.
He only calling her up when he wants her up. He only. Oh, now I'm busy this week. Oh, now I'm busy this week. Oh, I'm busy this week. All right, yeah, I'm free. Come up. You only going up when he free, not when you free, not when y'all free. When he free.
Yeah.
He come through. Do we spend at the hotel? Oh, nah, he leaves. Nigga, you want... That's... I left where it was. I said, you know what? You want to be in that mess, and you must like it. That's y'all Gen Z niggas. Like...
Damn.
and not that... don't worry. She a real nigga. I ain't gonna lie. She a real nigga. All right. Like if there was someone to run through that unit and it was like, all right, all the guys get up to protect, she getting in there in the mix because she ain't fucking around. Like she going out there and banging with the rest of us. Like she ain't like super girly either. You know, she wanna throw down with the niggas. And so, you know, she the homie at this point. But I was like, come on, I said, I said, look, take it from Uncle DeLaw, okay? It's time for you to move on. And if you're going to go ahead and mess with somebody, do it in your city until you get old enough to be able to navigate a long distance relationship.
Right.
You know, because at not even drinking legal age, you know what I would doing if I had a girlfriend who lived out in Cali or Texas or whatever. Nigga, I'm fucking everything under the sun until you come into the city or until I go there. Like the fuck you mean?
That is very, very true.
So
very, very true. Speaking of she one of the homies. Somebody needs some advice from you.
Oh, all right. Bring it on. So came in from me?
Huh?
This came in from me?
Hey, listen, you're going to give the advice. Let's just hypothetically it came to you.
Okay.
So it's a 26-year-old female. And she says, I made a cruel and probably porn brain bi-curious pass at my best friend, who's a male. If he ever talks to me again, how do I apologize and make it up to him? I ain't need to tell you the story.
Oh, okay. Well, because I was like, well, what you said, crude and what?
No, bi-curious pass at her best friend. Cruel and probably porn biased. I'm sorry, porn brain bi-curious pass. Made a pass at him.
Shit, fuck the nigga and see if you like it.
Hey, hear the story. He didn't make a pass. She made a pass.
That's what I'm saying. Like, fuck the nigga and see if you like it. Unless he married. Then
here we go.
Tell me the story. All right.
I have identified as a lesbian for my entire life, but I've never been repulsed by the idea of sex with a man. That's not me. Pause. That's her. And lately, I've been curious about what it is like and what it would be like with my best friend who's 24 and is a male. Let's call him Daniel in particular. Our parents are friends. We were next door neighbors growing up, and we've been friends as long as I can remember. And I have the expectation in my head, probably from porn, that if a lesbian is feeling bi-curious, then of course any male friends she has will be down to fuck. I also got the sense that Daniel has always been kind of attracted to me since we were teenagers, but that he made an effort not to catch feelings because he respects my sexuality, which is really endearing. So I proposed some casual sex while we were getting coffee together one day, thinking that even if he says no, his reaction will be cute and funny. It was neither cute nor funny. First, he looked shocked, and then he didn't really hurt and angry. Right. His hands balled up and fists on the table. And we haven't physically fought since we were children, but I am dead sure for a second that he's about to hit me. Instead, he stands up, says, "What the fuck?" Sounded like he's on the verge of tears and leaves the cafe. It didn't occur to me how cruel what I did to him was until after he left, and now I want to crawl in a hole and fucking die. It's been 2 days, and he isn't answering my texts. He hasn't told any of our mutual friends or family what happened, but any who've asked me, I just told them it's my fault, but I haven't gone into details, and they're all rightly pissed at me right now. If he ever speaks to me again, how do I make this right? And then she says, to clarify, I explained that I'd been feeling vicarious and that he's the only man I feel comfortable experimenting with before proposing that we have casual sex. To people saying I've been stringing Daniel along while we were teenagers, I want to clarify again that he's had serious girlfriends before, and I made this proposition when we both happened to be single. I sent Daniel an apology text last night, keeping in mind your suggestions and advice, and I got a text back this morning that is probably the best I could have hoped for. He texts back, I'm going to need to not talk to you for a while. I understand I was the only man you would have felt comfortable experimenting with like this, but I know we've never directly talked about this. I think you also know that I have to try hard to keep my thoughts and feelings about you platonic, which means you made this proposition assuming I'll be fine with just taking what I could get from you. And I'm angry and humiliated that you apparently think so lowly of me. I'll contact you when I feel like talking more. I love you, but also eat shit and die. What advice do you have for this young lady, Uncle DeLaw?
Well, first off, oh gosh, okay. So I just want to make sure that I've heard clearly that the guy doesn't want to talk to her anymore, right?
Nah, I mean, they're friends. He's just like, yo, I ain't gonna be just using me for dick. That's basically what he's saying. Like, don't treat me like that.
Right.
I've been trying hard to keep my feelings like what it is because you said you gay. Now you talking about something you want to experiment with, like, you know, fucking and shit. But that's basically what he's saying.
Right. So here's what I'll say.
Advice for her.
Advice for her. So there's a way for her to get out of this. Okay.
How the fuck did you get out of there? You already told her eat shit and die.
Yeah, he told her eat shit and die. But because she identified as lesbian, doesn't necessarily make her a lesbian, even though, you know, whatever.
Is she bi-curious?
She's bi-curious, but her biological clock is going off. And the way that she can kind of state it is like, look, even if and I think the way she threw it out there was a little awkward. It wasn't straightforward, like, look, I like you, I'm attracted to you.
Yo, what if shorty look like a stud and that just totally threw him off, man? What if that day she was looking like that? Because for him to say, yo, I've been attracted to you, that means he had to have seen her in us.
I can guarantee you she's a stud. I can guarantee just from the way it is, it's a stud. Like, I'm bi-curious. She's a stud. You know how you change a nigga's mind in real life? It show that you can be presentable out in the world and people be like, damn, that's you, son? Hey, okay, I see you. But if I'm gonna walk into a place with a chick who was a stud who's now not a stud, and we walk in looking identical, and I'm like, nigga, like, what the fuck wrong with you? You got to remember that you have to be appealing to the person.
So, but his problem is you treated me like anything. She didn't mean to treat him like anything. She wants to know how she can apologize and make it up to him and get their friendship back on track.
Suck his dick.
He don't want that. He don't want that. He don't want
Hey, look.
He does not want that at the moment.
I sent you the meme that said with the guy who said that, you know, he crumbled the bottle to his wife, all this stuff. He said, now blow into it. You see how it's full? A blowjob will cure everything.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
On a real note, how do you repair that? So women have this tendency of thinking that all the things that they do doesn't come with a consequence. So if you been telling the dude, we just friends, we just friends, we just friends, we just friends, all this other shit, and how whatever. And all of a sudden, you're like, you know what? Fuck it, why not? You end up like the dude that was engaged for 3 years. You pretty much have that situation, but just openly saying, I just want to see what dick feel like. And I think that's the issue is like, you want to see what dick feel like. And he's like, you're not going to use me for an experiment. So what she has to do, honestly, is just say, look, my bad. Like, I'm at a point where I kind of like am feeling guys. Like, it's a way to say like I'm feeling guys, but I don't know if I'm all the way there. And of any guy who I trust in my life to kind of ease me into it, that if I was going to not be gay, that I want to be with would be you. You pretty much ease that over with them. That it's not that it's actually.
When you say that, it now makes me think like, you think I'm so pussy that I'm close to pussy and that it'd be easy enough for you to try this bacteria shit out with? You think I'm soft, nigga? That would be running through my head the whole time. So it's just kind of like,
yeah.
I don't know if that was one of my homegirls. I don't know how, I don't know, because it's the same thing as even if shorty was straight. Like, you try and get with her, and now all of a sudden, or you want to get with her, and she like, nah. So right now the nah is because she is a lesbian. But just imagine shorty straight, and she just like, nah, but she gives you whatever reasons, and now she's like, now I'm ready. But she doesn't even say it in such a, like, oh, I've been whatever. It don't seem endearing. It's just like, nah, I'm ready. Let's do this. Let's make this work. You'd be like, did somebody dump you? Like, I'm out of rebound, or, you know what I mean? Like, no guy wants to feel that way. To be honest, I don't really know what advice I would give her. To be honest, I might even say like, yo, if you really care about them, and this might destroy the relationship even further. But if you really care about them, you want to be curious, and you feel like you're safe with them, turn into a full-fledged relationship.
Yeah.
Y'all both single. That's how you remedy that, in my opinion. Because if he does say no, now y'all both feeling rejected and feeling disgusted at the same time. Like, all right, we should have never went down that far because you don't really want to do that with me, and you don't want to do this with me.
Right. But because she already fucked it up as it was being gay since they were teenagers and whatever. Because I can guarantee you he liked her. And I'm not going to say that the thing. Black, but
if she was a feminine lesbian woman, and that's your homegirl. Listen, let's just say for this story, all intents and purposes, she is, because it didn't say she was a stud.
Oh, you can.
And if he also said that he liked her, he tried to hold down his feelings. If he has feelings for a woman that looks like a guy, that's a whole other situation. So we're going to assume that that's not the case.
But that's why I said it's a white woman.
All right. Okay.
Put it this way. If it was Queen Latifah from Set It Off saying this to you, I get what he's saying. If it's Janelle Monáe, the one, because I think she said she's gay, the one that was in Hidden Figures. If it was her saying it, why are you saying I don't want to rock with you? Shorty bad. You see what I'm saying?
But his mindset is more. I get what you're saying, but even if it was, it could be. It could be, let's just say, for all intents and purposes, Janelle Monáe. It could still be Janelle Monáe, and I could be like, who you think I am? Like, that's why I said the whole thing of me be like, you think I'm that pussy? You think I'm the bitch in this situation who you can roll up on me, be like, yo, just give me some. Yeah, I do that. You don't do that. You know what I mean?
That's how I know me and you sometimes on a different wavelength, because I've been like, oh, you just want to get this? Shit.
But that's also your. But the thing is, that's also your homegirl. That's also your homegirl.
Right. But I'm also thinking of it. I'm 24, 26 in that area. because that's what the age they said they was at that time. Now 34, 36.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
34, 36. I can understand what he's saying. I can understand because it's like, nah, look, if you ain't about to be for this ride till death do us part after we kind of get to know each other, whatever, ain't no reason for us to be doing this shit. 24, 26. Oh, you just want some dick? Oh.
But also he already said he gave the situation of like, I've held back my feelings. What did he say? He held back his feelings.
Back his feelings, yeah.
I'll try to keep my feelings strictly platonic. So if he wants more than platonic, then you can see how that's an insult. It don't really matter. If I wanted more than platonic with a girl, you could see how it's an insult. I'd be like, nah, I just really want you though. Like, I don't want that other shit. I've been in that situation at 20. And I've been in a situation that you're talking about at 22. It depends on the girl. Obviously, they friends that he sees highly of her, and it's been women when we were in our 20s. We didn't see that much in them where it's just like, you are just for this.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm getting at. You disrespected me at this point because you think I'm just like, nah. I'm like, come on now.
You know how you apologize to Uncle DeLaw in this situation?
Like, you're not apologizing. You giving her advice.
I'm giving her advice, but if it was Uncle DeLaw that was this 24-year-old goddamn, let him see what that mouth do.
Yo, no. Be truthful with him and put yourself all the way out there. If you're going to be curious, it shouldn't just be curious for sex, because you can go get a dildo and see how it would feel to a degree. Be in a relationship, you already like them. You're already cool. You already willing to get to the point where y'all able to touch, put your mouth on body parts and shit. Go ahead, go the extra mile and be like, yo, hang out together. Y'all already hang out together.
Mm-hmm. But that's what I was saying. Like, at the end of the day, she already likes him. And as much as she's trying to identify as a lesbian woman, what it boils down to is you like this guy. You want to kind of be with him, but you are worried that if you go into it, what if it's not what you expected? That's the worry that everyone has in a relationship anyway.
So if that's the case, don't fuck it up. Don't even pursue it any further.
Oh, I honestly say pursue it. If you really
pursue a relationship or pursue the fucking
pursue a relationship, because for him, it wasn't that she wanted to fuck. It was that she only wanted to fuck.
Yeah.
It wasn't, oh, well, I kind of been feeling you. Even though I'm a lesbian, I kind of want to see where this goes. She could have led with that. And he could have been like, well, I mean, I kept saying, but look, I get what you're saying, but I've known you for years and I like you. I love you, blah, blah, blah. Not love you like I'm in love with you, but like you've heard the worst of me, the best of me. I've heard the worst of you, best of you. And I think this will work for us to be in a relationship because I'm positive. She could have worded it so much differently than saying, I just want to know what it feels like to be with a real dick. Like, she could have worded it so much better that we wouldn't even be having this conversation right now, because he'd have been like, oh, and look, they might have, I kept it for time for so long, blah, blah, blah. And then this is where you realize that some women sometimes have a little awkwardness with themselves. Is she's a woman. When you came over to say that, did you present yourself as a decent looking woman, or did you go over there like the homie? Did you go in there sundress season, no drawers on under the jean, tight little club dress on, hair done, makeup done, or whatever, go in there? Did you go in there like that, asking that question? Y'all go out and whatever? Did you go in there doing the proper things to get the results you wanted? Or did you go in there like the homie?
Yeah, I don't know.
All that matters. All that matters. Like, just like we said in season 1, you can't give the same thing without a different presentation. You the homie, But now you're talking about you want to do some shit.
I do not remember that.
Remember you said for Valentine's Day, you.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
Women only give sex as a gift. If you're going to give something, you gotta dress it up different. You can't go on there with your regular your stretch jeans and black shirt on, thinking that he's going to give you a different result after he held his emotion. You going to have
I don't think this shit had anything to do with the clothing, because obviously the clothing didn't matter if he said, I've been trying to hold back my feelings. Now, if he liked how dudes look and she looked like a dude, hey, still him. It didn't fuck his mind up.
Right.
I think it's just the simple fact of like, you're just going to be using me and I want to be more than being used.
You got to make, look, women have a lot of power in their mouth and their buzzer.
Oh gosh, they do.
And if you dress it up nice to where a guy looks at you and they can't keep their eyes off of you, what you're saying doesn't matter to them because they're already undressed you with their eyes. And once you hop on it, they ain't thinking about shit.
Okay, you're reducing us, man. That is not true.
I'm just saying in general, like what put it this way. And the case in point.
Oh, if you really wanted a girl, you would have this. You probably wouldn't say most of the shit you saying, but you probably like, fuck her. Fuck she think I am. And you probably wouldn't think nothing of it. You probably like, nah, I'm straight. If you really wanted a girl, so I'm sure as a young man, and even when you got married before, with dating your wife and stuff, for y'all seeing each other, she made you feel a certain type of way that was more than just lust for her body, right? You have to say yes. Don't get yourself in trouble. You have to say yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what I've been in that situation where you're like, damn, I just want her. And you can't have her because everything seems to be smooth and easy and y'all can talk for hours and you don't have that shit with nobody else. Just for that person to be like, you know what? I need dick. Nothing else. And you be like, what the fuck? And he's been holding that back for years? Come on now.
I'll give her dick that one night.
No.
After that,
here's the thing. No. Here's the thing. And if I'm going to be doing that, I need to get it whenever I need to get it. Mm-hmm. Because you're fulfilling a curiosity. I want to see what it's like to continuously. Nah, I ain't going that far. The answer is no.
Like where she would mess it up with me is I just want to do it this one time. Whoa. Hold up.
Yeah, that's what I said. The answer is no. It's not going to be no one time.
It's not going to be no one time. No.
Yeah.
If we about to do this for real, then you know what it is, because we already homies, which means that once you open that gate, if you over here, yeah, we might not fuck every time, but we get a couple of drinks and you over here, I'm gonna be trying to see what that pussy do. Now you want to open them gates or not? And now you throw the ball right back in her court. Well, shit. It ain't no if anything. If you open up these gates, this is what it is. So think wisely about it. Think very wisely about it. Like, she might be better off not saying nothing and just kind of leaving it where it is. Honestly, she might be better off.
Because he did say, I'll reach out to you. But right now, he did say, I love you. But fuck you.
Because he likes her. He likes her. But that's why I was like, at 24 years old, dude, like, don't be so sensitive about it. You got a lot of life to give, a lot of.
Yo, he really likes Shorty. That's just what it is. He really likes her. It is what it is.
Look, he got a lot of dick to give. He got a lot of shit to give. He got a lot of shit to give. Nigga, you 24. Look, you ain't 39.
Starting to think you ain't never really liked a girl, man. That's what it sounded like. Yo, when you really like a motherfucker, that shit don't mean nothing.
Hey, man, look, I've liked a lot of girls.
Uh-huh.
And
he also said, I love you. So they've been childhood friends. So there is love there.
Well, then she
fucked up.
She fucked up. She fucked up with it. And like we say in us being married, delivery is everything.
That's what our wife does. I ain't never said. No, I had.
Delivering everything. Like, I mean, look, it there's no way around delivering something good. You have to deliver it the right way. Doesn't matter who it is, you gotta deliver it the right way. If you don't, you end up here. Best friend list. Now you gotta go find a random nigga that don't really give a shit and take the pussy, and next thing you know, you in the street saying dum dum day.
Stupid. I know where you got the reference from, unfortunately.
You know, I got to give a.
And I think you said it wrong.
I did the whatever. Yeah. I did it wrong, but you got the gist of it. You got the gist.
Yeah. Shout out to Freshmen.
Yeah, because Bel Air just dropped their third season, so
I ain't even finished watching the second season.
Shit, I did. I'm about to start watching the third season. I'm just waiting on the wife.
You ain't gotta wait on her. It's like, nah. Man, oh man. Well, yeah. I don't know, man. Shorty just need to be real with herself and actually think about her feelings. She might actually just like this guy, and she don't know she like him yet. Like, she fighting it. She like, nah, I'm a lesbian. Like you be so committed to what you think you are, and you're not willing to change, even if it's for yourself. Like, he could be what you need in life. So, nah, it's different. It's different from like, yo, this Amanda at the office, and she like, yo, blah blah blah, and that's your work wife, quote unquote, but she a lesbian. That's quite different. I known you forever, so I have the feelings are invested, and she already kind of knew that. It's quite different. Now, if it was like somebody that I was working with, like when I was in my 20s working at Circuit City, and shorty came to me like this and that, yeah, the answer is yes.
Oh yeah, you bust that shit.
Yeah, the answer is yes. Yeah, like you could, like you ain't got no expectations and this and that, but you run the risk of like she like not digging it, fuck with somebody else at the office. And he like, yo, now they together, he done blew her back out, this and that. He made her quit being gay. Now, if they found out you was the first nigga, oh, man, you got to switch jobs. You got to switch jobs. So, it's still tricky. Still tricky. But, yeah, man.
That's crazy.
It's funny, too. It's funny as hell. But,
that's tough.
On that note,
talk to me nicely. And say it the right way. You might get lucky.
Yo, and then maybe if she would have tried to incorporate some baby oil into the mix, maybe.
Yeah, man, hey.
Or another girl. Yo, you think if she would have offered another girl that he probably would have been like, okay, let me think about this.
I think he would have pondered it. I think he would have.
Yo, that's what she fucking should have did. Like, yo, look, this is opportunity, but still, then he's still being super used because now she bringing another chick in the situation, and yo, they running a train on him. He ain't running the train. You know what I mean?
What if there was a chick he had been trying to get at?
How would she know? How would she know?
Because they talk about everything. Childhood friends.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
He fucked up. It's so tough that I
don't know who. I kind of say both of them fucking up, but hey,
why? Because he should have made his intentions known earlier.
No, not even that. You gonna tell her, eat dirt, bitch? I'll call you when I'm ready.
Eat shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's literally, you now have her in the palm of your hand. You can now tap that with no feelings involved.
Nah, come on now. He already there's no I'ma tap it with no feelings involved. He already likes her, and for goodness forbid the pussy good. Like, yo, you're stuck. You like her, and she's using you, and you ain't gonna never get no more once she say it's done. That's a tough place for a dude to be in. You know it is. Like when you was younger, in your younger days before you hung up your jersey, you losing your best eater, your best joint that get you, and she just like, nah, or you playing with me too much, or this and that. You like, now you going months without some shit that's so fucking good, and you just like sitting there looking at the ceiling like, fuck, this gonna be tough. Now you got fucking tryouts again. Who the fuck want to do that?
Yeah.
Don't even save yourself the energy. Just don't even go forward with that shit.
Hey, look, my jersey's in the rafters. I ain't got no more left in me. I'm one and done. I ain't being Jordan coming back with 4.5 in it. No, I ain't doing that. I'm doing that. This is one and done.
Told my wife the same thing. She was like, "Well, what if you?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm done. This is it. I was like, if anything was happening like that, I'm just gonna be a bachelor till I die.
Mm-hmm. Shit, I ain't got time to put up with no shit like this. Pay for another wedding. I got lucky that my wife paid for majority of the wedding. Who's to say that another jank gonna do that?
Listen, true. Listen, young man and young lady. Okay, the moral of this episode, to wrap everything up, stay away from Diddy and stay away from people that play with your mind and your heart.
Mm-hmm.
Thank everybody for tuning in, and see you next time.